Hey y'all, so I've been wanting to do this video and give y'all my why story. So I had envisioned to do this video at home, pretty background, put on a nice cute outfit, but that's not the situation today. I'm coming to y'all from my car, but we're still going to get the video done, and I'm gonna give y'all my why story. So how did I, get on social media, start recording content, how do we get here? So I've definitely been on social media before, like when social media, was first on the scene. I'm 39 years old, so, done the MySpace thing, Facebook, Instagram, all of that, like throughout the years of my 20s and 30s. A few years ago, in 2026 now, a few years ago, I'm gonna say like maybe 3-4 years ago, I took a break from social media, all social media platforms. And at the time, I think I had just got down to like using just Instagram, I think at the time. And social media just wasn't serving me. It wasn't pouring into my life. It was doing nothing. It was helping me, pass the time, but it was taking away time for me being, present in the home, time for me being present with my kids or whatever. I was, engaging in like the celebrity gossip, just scrolling, like purposely scrolling is what I call it. Purposely, I'm sorry, purposelessly, if that's a word, like posting, just posting cute selfies or whatever. But anyway, social media was not serving me, and I felt that in my spirit, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to take a break from social media, like all of it. And that's what I did. I just stopped using social media one day, like I'm not going to get on it. And then I thought it was going to last for about a month or so, but it went from like being a month, 2 months, and I went like quite a while without using it. I don't even know how long I went without using it. I just know it had been like a long time that I was not on any social media platform. And it was peaceful. Like it was fine. Like I wasn't worried about getting back on it. Like it was cool. And during that time that I was off social media, that's when I actually met my husband. So I'm just throwing in a little tip there, ladies. Sometimes if y'all waiting on your husband, or men, if y'all waiting on your wife or whatever, and it's not the case for everybody, because I know some people, have probably met their spouses or their partners via social media. But for some of us, sometimes we have to take that step back from social media. So if social media doesn't affect you in a good way, if it doesn't really serve you, just take a step back from social media. Because my story, that's when I met my spouse. Once I just like cleared my mind, got off social media, and just had tunnel vision. I was just, just going to work, just taking care of my kids, taking care of things in the home. And I was just able to clear and reset my mental. Okay, so, aside from that, during the whole course of the time that I was dating my then fiance, I still was not on social media. I wasn't on it, and from what I understand, from what he told me, he wasn't on his account either during the whole duration that we were dating. Like, we just were not into the social media world. And I feel like that really helped us to just focus on each other, focus on what we wanted, and we just didn't have like all that outside interference and noise from other people, the outside world or whatever. And I feel like that definitely made a good difference in our dating experience. Okay, so fast forward. Took all that time off social media. You met your husband, you got married, you rode off into the sunset. How and why did you get back here? So, how I got back on social media was, after my wedding, I got taken a liking into decorating. I did my own decor for my wedding ceremony and for my wedding reception. And I took a liking for decor. I still love decor. I'm not an expert in decor now, but I just like the whole process of, you know, shopping for decor, matching colors, just putting everything together and all of that. And so I had a vision. I wanted to form a decorating business, or like a wedding, what's the term I'm using? A wedding decor business, a wedding orchestrating business, a party business, which I did. I acted on that for my business or whatever. Reached out to a few family members because I wanted to do some freelance work. This is something I really want to do. My family members, they were just like, okay, yeah, okay, girl, like, and they never reached back out to me. Like, I wanted to decorate somebody's party. Like, after I decorated my own wedding, I was like, I love the whole process of this. But the family members I reached out to, they never reached back out to me. Like, I was willing to decorate anybody's party, like, at that time. You know, I was on a decorating high. But I think, like, nobody at the time, nobody like really believed in me, or maybe they thought I didn't have the, you know, the talent to really do it. And that happened. So y'all let me know in the comments too if that's happened to y'all. Like, if you just ever had a passion for something, you stepped out on it, but then everybody else was like, yeah, no, that's not for you. But anyway, so I stepped out, I did that, and that is what initially led me getting onto social media, was navigating the channels of getting into this business world. Because as you all know, like, people can run a business outside of social media, but we know a lot of people are on social media. So if you're trying to get your business out there, promote it or whatever, social media is typically a good place to start to reach potential customers. So I got on social media and I had to start my profiles all over again, like from scratch, 0 friends and everything. I end up, you know, adding some friends, you know, people I knew, of course, from the past, new people. I started engaging with people during that time, and then just started building my business profiles at the same time, right? I promoted the business a little bit, and I actually got like a few hits, like a few people, you know, were interested in hiring me, you know, for their decor needs. So yeah, that's how I got back onto the social media platform, trying to run this business. I was also still working full-time at work. So that was another thing I was juggling. And it was hard. It was really hard. You know, I'd be at work, then after work, like, I'm trying to build this business on the side. And also at the time, I was dealing with a hard situation within my family. So I think now looking back, I was probably going through a flight mode. So I'm going to do a whole separate video on that, because that's a whole nother conversation. But those of y'all who know what I'm talking about, y'all know sometimes we can get into some stuff, and it's because we're trying to forget about some other stuff, or like temporarily put off some other stuff, okay? So we'll get into that topic. We'll deep dive into that later. But yeah, all of that was going on. So I'm working, dealing with a family issue, you know, still wanting to, you know, get out there and, you know, live my passion. So that's how I got back on the social media platform. Now, how did it go from, okay, you were building a decor business to now you're making content? So the decor business, I hadn't been doing it that long. Like, it was just a startup business. I started it, I think it was maybe like in July of 2025. And we found out we were expecting our baby in October of 2025. Mind you, I'm still going through these family dynamics, and I'm still working full time, so it's still a lot going on. So I wasn't able to pour 100% of myself into this business that I had a passion for. So of course, you know, I teetered off, I backslid as it related to the business, because I had other things to worry about. not only that, but as I was scrolling, getting into the social media world, like, of course, like I said, I'm building friendships or whatever with intent to promote this business. But as I'm scrolling through social media, I'm seeing things, hearing things that's like, okay, and my spirit is pulling me to do something else on social media. Like, it's almost like I was like, hey, you came here for this reason, but I need you over here to do something else, okay? And I found my posts starting to be just more inspirational, more faith-based, which I've always had, a faith-based personality, you know what I mean? I've always just been that type of person that was, outspoken as it relates to, my faith, my beliefs, trying to encourage somebody, especially, maybe young girls that I see in them what ways that I used to be when I was a young girl. Just saying a kind word or anything just to help somebody else out. And it was just some things that I was seeing on social media that were, I don't know if I want to say surprising, but just kind of like, I guess like disappointing. I guess like once I hopped off social media for like, I think it was a few years or whatever, and got back on, I guess a part of you think that everybody else or people, matured as well, or other people are doing different things, but not so much. It's like I hopped on social media and it's like you see a lot of people, or they still them. Like they, still, the world was in a still state. Like people were still doing whatever people did before. Which is, to each his own. To each his own. Some people, they are them in whichever season they've been them, they gonna be them, and that's just that. Me, I've always tried to evolve in whatever season I'm in. Like just try to grow bigger, be better, just do something different, you know what I mean? Just help myself to progress. Stopping to do things that I used to do, like stop running the streets, stop going out to clubs, stop doing just whatever. Let me get a sip of drink. I'm rambling, but excuse me. And so yeah, that's just me personally. And not to say I'm better than anybody, nothing like that. Like everybody has their own journey to go through. Some people come out of the streets or out of what they're doing early in life, some late. Some people never come out and they're okay with that, you know what I mean? But trying to speak on this from a first person point of view, just me personally, I just always try to improve over time, you know what I mean? Some progress isn't overnight, some progress isn't after a week, after a month. Like some of my progress in certain areas has taken a long time. Like certain lessons for me have taken way longer than what they should have taken. Some lessons I learned quick, some lessons, take a while. It just depends from person to person. But anyway, just as I was looking on social media, it was just different things I was seeing that just kind of, I guess, aggravated my spirit a little bit. Especially like just seeing things that you think that the mature adults may not no longer do. Like, it's just still a lot of stuff out there that people entertain and engage in, which grown people, they have the right to do. I think it was just disappointing to see how social media definitely has an effect on people, in my opinion. Some people will feel like social media doesn't really affect them, and which it may not. Depends on what we're doing on social media. Depends on what we, looking at, engaging in, what we're taking in. Like some people see social media as just entertainment. They feel like it doesn't affect them one way or another. For some of us, we're more sensitive to what we see and what we're, listening to. Some people's spirits are just more sensitive. For me, like, that's how it is. Like, I'm more sensitive to things that I'm looking at, I'm listening to, and so I have to be cautious and say, okay, this is not good for us. This doesn't make us feel good. This doesn't make us look good. So we need to take a few steps back. But I know we see a lot of people that, well, we can see from the outside in, like, how outside interferences are affecting them. But some people, they don't see it that way. But anyway, I was seeing this with people on social media, and so that deterred my purpose on social media. So immediately what I did was, because we first get on social media, the algorithm gonna start just throwing stuff at you, like, here, and I'm like, wait, I didn't come here for all of this. I don't see all this. So over time, like, I had to, filter certain things. Like, I don't want to see this, or this. Making sure I'm following people that pour back into me, and hopefully vice versa. And I just wanted to shift my purpose on being on social media. So I feel like my purpose on being here is to just be, authentic, to be a friend, a helper, to be an advocate for faith. Not only that, but to spread the gospel, to spread the word. Like, I ain't trying to be on here being no holy roller, but any chance I get, if it's just something that's sharing a simple biblical scripture, an affirmation, something positive, just being a light, in a potentially dark space. That's what I want to give back and give out, not just into the physical real world, but into the social media world, because I feel like it's definitely needed. I feel like it's definitely needed, just to have, positive people and positive things to look at on social media versus, your typical, the negative stuff, your celebrity gossip stuff, just all the other things that just don't really serve us as people, as individuals, things that don't serve us as a society, things that don't serve us as families or whatever. I decided that I wanted to take this into a different direction, and not coming from a perspective of somebody that has it all together, because Lord knows I ain't got it all together. Like, today is a day where it's like chaos. Like, I'm dealing with some chaos today, y'all. So y'all say a prayer for me, okay? Please keep me lifted in prayer. But yeah, I don't have it all together. I'm, going through the motions of life, probably just like anybody else. But I know, it's a lot of people that are also, going through the motions of life, trying to keep our peace in the midst of storms. But, just also trying to keep it positive. And as we learn through different lessons, redeem ourselves from different things, that deliver from different things. And, we just want to speak out and pour back out into the world to say, hey, these are things that I did. These are things that didn't work. Or these are things I did. This is what worked. For me, maybe it will work for you. It may or may not work for you in the same manner that it worked for me. But I just wanted to, be one of those people to share my experience, my life experience, just in case if it may help somebody else. Like the saying goes, there's a saying that my friend used to say, sometimes we are the only Bible that people read. Some people don't even open up their physical Bible, or they don't seek, motivational speakers or just positive things. So sometimes it could be just somebody scrolling. They're not even looking for anything positive, but they might come across your page, and maybe just one thing, it could be just 3 words that you say that just shine a light in their day. And that's, if I don't do anything else, then that, is pleasing to me, if I just help somebody and even just a small way, even if just a small way. So, it's a 20-minute video. This video turned out to be long, but so yeah, from the tip of the iceberg, that's how I got back into the social media world. I think I gave y'all my backstory, the why, as to why I'm doing it, why I want to continue it. And as time goes along, I'll deep dive more into, the tidbits or the details in between. But yeah, I just wanted to give y'all, a brief overview. That's my husband, y'all. Gotta go.